This is good. This is good. This is good. Yeah, I got a bunch of good ones. Okay, chat, guys. I'll start with this. Chat. I'll start with some of these. Okay. Display. Oh, chat. I have a couple good ones. Okay. Okay, I'll start with the one that the other guy asked. Chat, I'll try not to spend too much time on like not boring stuff, but not bore you with details. This is related to other questions, so I'll try to. There's other questions that I chose that are about this that I'm gonna be answering about. So I'm gonna go over like just the part that this asks. What are you gonna do when Twitch dies? In my opinion, I think Twitch dying will never be the problem. I think streaming as a whole is a thing that's currently evolving and very much needed and wanted by the consumer and by a wide variety of companies. I generally think that streaming is actually the future. So if Twitch dies, it doesn't matter what it is, it'll always be there. It's kind of like a concept. It's kind of like the Pirate Bay, right? Where people torrent stuff or whatnot, right? Whatever. You can shut down a Pirate Bay, but you can't shut down the idea of torrenting. Does that make sense? So it doesn't matter where it is. I mean, there's always a place to do it. Got it. I think it's that simple. There's not much else to it. Which brings me to the next question, because I want to get it out of the way since it's very related. Bang. Boom. When do you think you'll retire streaming? But I'm really excited as we do this. That's a good one, because everybody always asks this. Okay. I don't want to sound like I'm doing some sort of a weird thing, right? Where I'm telling you guys like some weird like voodoo like wisdom, or I know better. But I'm pretty like I'm very harsh on myself when it comes down to mentalities. And one mentality and one concept that I abide by or whatever, that I'm very strict about, is retirement. In my opinion, when it comes down to stuff that are linked with passion, whether it's sports, whether it's career, whether it's, in my opinion, if you I feel like mostly in like stuff like art and whatnot, and sports. In my opinion, if you think about retiring, you're already retired. Not you didn't do it yet. You didn't physically say, yo, I quit, or hand over your resignation. But in terms of what you do and the energy that comes out of you and the things that how you're going to do things, when you think about, oh, should I retire here? It's already done. Because this affects everything you do, anything you think, and I'm not kidding. If I thought about retiring, I would probably be very close to retiring or already retired. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. Just because I do things with passion, and if I was done with passion, you would feel it, you would see it, and it'd be done so. Because at that point, you'd just be milking it for what you get out of it. And in my opinion, that's really bad when it comes to things that are interactive with others. Because if you're only doing things because of things that you get out of it, then it becomes really odd and weird. So I don't really, for myself, I don't plan on retiring anytime soon. But like I said, burnout and crazy bad things could happen like literally overnight. So you never really know, you never really know. But I mean, I've been streaming for 5 years and never had any issues. So I don't see that happening. If anything, I mean, now that I'm on that topic, people always ask, oh, dude, when streaming dies, you're gonna die. Well, I've said this the other day, and I think that's very important to understand, is that I think streaming is overall growing, and there's always a lot of space and job openings. And I'm already really like inside of streaming, that there's a lot of options. A lot of time people ask me for not advice, but direction or advice on how to do certain things. I would love to do stuff like event planning, or directing, let's say, I don't know, like a tournament production or helping it or something. and I have ideas for content to make these things better. Because I feel like as a streamer, you're always looking for things that people want and people want to consume, right? That's kind of how it goes. Whether it's genuine or whether it's not. I always want to do cool stuff, and I feel like I have a good idea sometimes on whatever. Because I've been in tournaments. I've put it in them. I've done them. You know, I have an idea of what could help, and sometimes I feel like there's a lot of failures in that market, and I would love to do that after it's done. Does that make sense? Like, oh, dude, a halftime show, we could do that, we could do this. And I think that's very valuable, very, very, very valuable, because right now it's kind of stale. Okay. This one is good. This is a good question here. Yeah, this is more personal, but I like it. I don't mind it. Oh, because we're really talking about this stuff, because it's like I'm not very I'm not. It's not that I'm not open about it. It's just kind of like we don't really get to talk about it that much. Yeah, because I don't want to do like a super hardcore sadness stuff or whatnot. But you know, I wasn't always a streamer. I didn't always stream, and things are good now. But they weren't always like great. I think hardest moments or hardest like phase of my life or whatever is yeah, I've said in the past a little bit, but I was injured while snowboarding because I wanted to become like a pro snowboarder, and I injured my knee, and at that point I was always very active. So when I did when I was a kid, it's not really because of ADHD or whatever, but I have a lot of energy, and anywhere I would go, I would jump and do backflips and front flips and side flips, and I would just do like parkour. And anywhere I went, I wouldn't walk there, I would run and jump. And when I injured my knee, that was kind of the end of it. There was no more like crazy running, no more jumping, no more flips, no more skateboarding, no more snowboarding. And the waiting list to get surgery was very long because I had to get it checked, and I had to get it analyzed, and then I had to get in the waiting list for surgery, get surgery. Then after that, you have to recover, and then physical therapy, and it's really bad. So at the same time, it was the middle of the school year, so they fucked the school year. And whenever I was recovering, I had to do like adult school. And what adult school is pretty much is that it's all on you. So you have to fucking kick yourself in the ass and get out of bed. And I had to go, you know, walk to the school, you know, organize, because there was no frame of how long it should take to finish some of these things. So you could buy all the books and do all the exams like in a couple days or whatever. And that's not normal school. Is that I want to do something else, and I had to catch up on classes that I didn't take in high school. So I finished high school with really good marks, but I didn't get the, I think, advanced science and physics or whatever. Some classes I didn't take it. So I had to do those. Because I couldn't go to college, so I did those like on my own while recovering it, and it was very, you know, being always active and jumping and whatnot. Going back to just sitting around and fucking and doing these books and shit, it was just really bad, and I very much didn't enjoy that part. Yeah, it was pretty terrible. It was almost like a complete stand down, a complete nothing, no energy, and yeah, I got out of it. I ended up getting, you know, I ended up recovering and shit. But yeah, after that, it wasn't the same because now it's like, I don't know. You lose trust in your knee, I feel, when you get ACL surgery. Okay. It's very odd to explain to people that didn't have it, but you lose a lot of trust in your leg whenever you get surgery. You feel like you can't trust it, and that takes a while to come back. Okay. Okay. I have a couple good questions in here, but I'm gonna get more from chat. Okay, I'll get a bunch from chat. Okay. What were we doing when you're in knee? Snowboarding. Do I want kids? Right now it's really no, but I don't think any of my ideas in my head are all bricked. I don't think they're like stuck. Like I'm very like hot and cold and things change all the time. So now I don't want kids, but maybe one day I'll wake up and like whatever money and I'll say, yep, I absolutely want them, and I'm okay with that. Okay, this is not bad. I'm having tough times. Like these are all good questions, but none of them are like very like guys. If you see a question that you really like, just spam their question. Do I feel like burning by the amount of people that watch me? No, of course not. Fucking love it, man. Okay. How do you get over failure? Okay, guys, this actually this question. What job would I have if I wasn't streaming it? Listen. When I like I said, when I did high school, I didn't take all the big ass classes, right? So, but I passed with good marks. But whenever I got injured, I said, oh, it's a good time to get all the other classes that I missed. So I could do administration and possibly accounting and whatnot. So I want to do possibly something accounting based or something economics or like a stockbroker. I think that's kind of what I want to go, or something law related. Either of them. I was in talks with one of my friends who was doing law stuff, and I was like, oh, I think that's what I want to do. So I was a little bit at a stand down. I think law stuff would have been cool, but it's kind of hard to get an idea of what law stuff is without really like I feel like going like in an office and see what people do, because in movies it's very watch one thing, but people in real life say it's another thing. So it's kind of tough, and I wish schools did a better job at showing what that job really does and what do you really do in your daily life when you take that job. I think that's fucking annoying. Yeah. Other than that, I had other jobs. I think one of my biggest job was being a janitor, and I actually I love the job. I think it was really cool. But to be honest, I have a hard time disliking things. For me, it's very difficult to not enjoy things. If I do something, for some reason, I always like doing it. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's a game, a task, a real life. Like even if it's a job, like I'll just like enjoy it, and it's hard for me overall, I think, as a person, to dislike something that I do or be unhappy. I think I must have to focus on being mad to be unhappy. Otherwise, when I close my eyes for a couple minutes and fuck, we're back at it. Okay. That's always been like this. Yeah, I've said this before. Even as a kid, sometimes my parents would like scold me, or like I did something really bad, and they would give me a consequence, and I'd get something, fuck, bam, I'm getting rolled, and everything's like in disarray, and I would like smile, and I would, and sometimes my dad would get mad that he's like, dude, well, why are you happy? He's like, you're such a happy boy, aren't you? And I'd be like, yeah, ha, and that's just kind of how it is. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good actually. This is actually a good question. I've answered this in the past, but I think this is always relevant. Because I think a lot of people wonder this for themselves, but for other things also. That's something that a lot of people wonder for themselves, but about other people. Opinion. Yeah, it's the guy's question that I copy pasted, not. Opinion. So this will probably change over the years, right? Because of technology these days and whatever. But I'm 25, so my parents are like pretty old, and things like this weren't a thing back in the days. So at first it was like a kind of impossible to tell them how it is. But when I left home, or when I got kicked out of the house, I didn't tell them I wanted to be a streamer. I told them I was gonna be a pro player. So it was even harder to explain it, that I wasn't gonna make videos or create media. I was gonna be a pro player for broadcasts of that type of media. Does that make sense? Because when you're a pro, you play on like streams and tournaments or whatever, right? So it's kind of like, that's even kind of hard to explain. Like, I'm gonna be pro in a video game. They didn't really get it. I think my mom kind of got it, but kind of started to kick me out because of my stepdad didn't agree. He didn't understand why I was playing games so often, and I thought I was gonna be pro in League of all things. But in my defense, I was doing really good at the time, and I thought I could do it. All I had to do is focus a little bit, and yeah, I kind of got kicked out, and then I moved out to what is a completely other story. Yeah, just forget it. That's a completely other story. The main question was say it? Yeah, I've said this story before. Yeah, well, I left. I just wrote her a letter, and it was in the middle of the night, and it was like yeah, you know, I would kind of let you stay, but stepdad is like really mauled about like you like playing all night and like yelling and whatever. So it's kind of done. So then I moved back. I moved in my at the time my girlfriend's house, right? And it was really scuffed. Like it was like that lifestyle was very odd. It was very like small and scuffed, and I had no like direction, like no parents above me to tell you to tell me like, oh, even though I was an adult at the time, like I think 18 or whatever, and nobody was above me to say like, yo, this path is bad or whatever. So I was kind of a little bit lost. So I would play games all day, and I'd stream League at the time. I was doing really good though, and then Overwatch came out. I swapped to that. I was getting really good, and at that point I was like, do you know what, dude? The effort that I put into League and how good I got, how fast, if I put that into Overwatch, I could probably make it. And I had like this kind of a dream or goal, and I went all in on it, and I went super hard. The first like a year and a half or whatever of the game, I mean all game long, I went super hard, and I was really loud in the scene. I was making like I didn't get access to the beta, so I had a lot of catching up to do on how good the other players were. So I knew I had to get fucking loud, and I had to fucking step on a lot of people's toes, and I had to push people aside and fucking grab my way through people to make it. So it was pretty crazy in terms of pro play. But when I did make it, it was really cool. But their opinion about pro play from whenever I left home and I wasn't a pro, even after when I was pro, and even after I was a paid professional, and even after I was then a paid streamer, all these things stacking up, their opinion literally didn't change. From the moment I left that door, all the way to being paid by 2 different companies, that opinion was still the same. It was nearly the exact same thing. I don't think it morphed or changed. The first change that I really saw, this isn't an old story, but it was a Christmas like dinner or whatever, and I told my dad like, yo, dude, I got this amount of subs, or I think I had like 120, 121, and he was like, oh wow, so when you go back to school, and every time I had like updates, I mean, nobody cared really, but it's okay, like don't get mad at him for that. That's just kind of how parenting goes, like, and then I think they're like, oh wow, this is real. I think the moment where their opinion changed really is whenever I got hired by the Dallas Fuel, which is a big company, to become like an actual pro and whatnot, and I was being paid a big salary, right? I just kind of told them about it, but they were like, oh okay, cool. But the documents looked really real, and it was like a lot of big contracts, and it was like really cool shit. And I was getting a visa by the government, and like, oh wow, a visa by the government. So then they were like, oh, okay, I guess. And I took them for dinner. It went to a really fancy place, and I paid for the whole family. And I think they were like, oh damn, yeah, man, I think this is actually working out. And I think it's at that moment that they were like, okay, yeah, I mean, this is kind of real, I guess. But it took like 2 years and a half or something. So it took a while. And even after that, I think the whole streaming thing, even though they knew that it made money or it sustained me, I think they still were a little bit like. I mean, I don't think they had the most positive opinion about what it does. But it's okay. Now it's fine. I think. I enjoyed though. That's really. I never let what the opinions of. The problem with stuff like this is that I and others, you will hold the people that are close to you, like your family, their opinion very high. And sometimes I think people need to understand that that opinion that they have, even though it's high, isn't correct. And we mix those things all the time. A high opinion, how true it is, because they're in a position of authority or whatever. And that can like really hardcore damage your goals and your vision, and sometimes can shut it down entirely, and you'll never see it through. Sometimes you could have an idea that is gonna be worth a crazy amount or whatever careers, and it could be crushed because of how much you value their opinion and how wrong it was. And that's a big problem, unless you're being delusional. But even then, sometimes the craziest ideas they end up being good. Were delusional at first. I don't know. Yeah, I guess you have to be smart with it. I think to combat this, always having a plan B is important. Even if it hurts your idea or your mindset at like 20%, having a plan B is super important, because most of the time I'm in what we call a survivorship bias or whatever the fuck, right? Like I made it or whatever. Right, so of course I'm like, yeah, man, just follow your goals, lol. But that's not true though. You can't follow my. You can't follow what I say blindly, because the reality is you will fail. Because not you, but I'm not saying you, but most people, because it's like a 99 point whatever percent, and that's true with most crazy business ideas or crazy business ventures or crazy plans. The reality is most people will fail. Some people will make it. But if everybody says, you know what, dude, I'm gonna succeed because he said I will. If everybody goes all in with no plan B, you're gonna have a lot of like very broken down, like homeless, done people with no other options. And I think that's a crazy big problem that people have when they listen to people that say, oh, dude, just follow your dreams, haha. Like, I made it, obviously it worked, lol. That's very short-sighted. Okay, next. No, viewer numbers or whatever, that never really affected me. What are we proud of? How were school days? Fuck, guys, there's a lot of good questions, chat. Guys, I wish it was more unified. And the good questions. Modification, a very good personal question out there. Just send it to me. Something more personal and less ideological, I think, is better. Yeah, I'm happy right now, but it's not much of a long question. Okay. That's not bad. That's pretty personal. That's pretty good, yeah. I think that's a good question, yeah. Oh, you know what we do? I'll do this Q&A. Q&A. And go like this. Okay. This is something people ask this amount of times, and I don't like the topic of regret or whatnot. Just because I feel like this, maybe I'm wrong about this, and you can roast me on it and say that it's really dumb, but something I've always thought about when the topic of regret comes up. Then I think regret itself is very unhealthy. I think it's super unhealthy. I don't really see it as a regret, because I feel like it has no value. I feel like when you see things as regrets or you're regretful, it literally has absolutely no value. It's, I think, what comes next or what you got out of it that's the most important. I think always thinking, oh my gosh, I should have done that. Oh my gosh, I should have done that. It's a vicious circle that does nothing. Oh my gosh, I should have done that. Oh my gosh, I should have done it. Oh, I did that. I should have done that. Right? I think it's important to sometimes, even though it can hurt or it's hurtful, to take the topic or take what happened and really have a self-discussion, right? Okay, what happened? Oh wow, that's really bad. Okay, that's really bad. And understand the scope of the consequences of what was missed and say, yeah, I missed that. And just go in every aspect of that entirety, go in entirety, right? And okay, now we're done. Now I know for a fact, I know everything about this. I know what are the consequences. Now I'm done thinking about it. So you don't think about it all the time. Oh wow, this happened to me again. Well, it wouldn't have happened if I didn't do the other thing bad too. It's like, dude, you'll never get there. I think it's super self-destructive, and it'll fuck you over super hard. What you learned out of it though, I feel like if the regret is strong or whatever, even though it can enhance how much you'll learn from it. So I think that can be a positive thing, is to like the thing you can learn, to have such a strong feeling behind it. Yeah, man, I won't do this anymore, man. Fuck yeah. It makes you learn hard. So my biggest regret, I don't really have any big regrets. Yeah, I don't really have any big regrets, because I think I did a pretty good job at always making the best out of things, and doing good from really bad trash shit that happened, whether it was before streaming, after, was it before in school stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Things happen, fucking move on. Okay. I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, Aiden, you're picking good ones. It can be more personal too. I don't mind it. It can be more like a personal stuff. Oh, this one is good too. If you have good friends. Okay. Yeah, there's a good amount that comes with that. I think yeah, I think inspiration is really cool. I think I think sometimes people feel like they shouldn't be inspired by others, because I don't know. Just overall, I think being inspired is really it's a very healthy thing, and people see inspire as like, oh, you're gonna copy this person, or you're gonna do this. And inspiration comes from a lot of places, and in streaming and in pro play, I was always inspired by a lot of people, because in my vision and my philosophy is that you're a big machine. You're a big machine, and you have a crazy amount of parts, right? Like a cogwheel, like a bolt, like a nut, like a chain belt. You have a lot of parts. You're a big machine, okay? And your machine isn't perfect, and it'll never be perfect. And there's not a single machine out there, whether you think because on social media they're out there, oh wow, their machine is perfect. Their machine is dog shit. The machine has few parts that are very good, that make you feel like, oh my god, this machine is insane. But sometimes their machine is just a good paint job, and the machine is trash. And in my opinion, when you get inspired, even though you might feel threatened by something that's better than you, there's a part of them that might be insanely good. You can take that part and put it on your machine and say, that person, maybe he's an asshole, maybe he's a dumbass, but that one part that he does, he's a god at it. I'm gonna copy that machine and copy that part. And then one other person, a small cogwheel, it can be a small thing. It can be something so as small as I don't know, the way somebody moves their hand when they talk, or oh wow, this person when they talk they stand with their shoulders like that. Okay, that looks good. It's such small things, and you take a small part in your machine, and then your machine, it becomes stronger, and your machine will end up being much better than the machines that you were inspired from, because you didn't have a high ego, and you were able to say that part that he has is better than mine, and you were able to combine all the good parts of these machines, and now you have a fucking super machine. Now you have a super insane machine, and you're rolling it. And this fact came a lot into pro play, where I was one of the best at Overwatch and best at tanks. And whenever I was playing against other tanks that were the great ones, like, yeah, now I'm better than this guy. But this guy, he did right there, this one move, that was really good. But I'm better than he is. But that one thing that he does, holy shit, I can't do that. So I'm gonna focus on being good and doing that one thing he does. Even if he's lower than me or higher, and then my machine became an overall better machine than most top players' machines. And sometimes I think that's kind of how inspiration comes into play. That's why I don't mind when people say, "Oh, dude, you inspire me." A lot of you guys in chat, when somebody donates, "Oh, you inspire me." People say, "I inspire from a streamer." Haha. Well, I don't like when you guys say that, because in my opinion, maybe there's a small thing, a small piece of my machine that they're inspired by, and it can help somebody. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna fight him. I'm not gonna say, "Yo, no, dude, that piece of machine is bad, and you should feel bad for saying that." No, it's not like that, dude. Oh, these are pretty good. Yeah, Aiden, I'll pick both of them up. I'll go over this pretty fast. Just because for some reason this question is kind of loaded. Just because I don't have ADHD right now. I just say not as a meme, but sometimes people qualify a certain type of behavior as ADHD, and they say, "Oh, you have ADHD." Believe it or not, I could be wrong about the science behind it, but to be truly like diagnosed like ADHD, you have to pass a written test of questions and a physical test with brain electrodes that send signals to a machine while doing reactionary tests based on audio and visual. I did those so many times that I mean, no. Well, I did those tests like I think like yeah, I'm sure they can diagnose it with just a written test or talk, but from my personal experience, I did a lot of them. So it's why I can say with accuracy that I currently don't have ADHD on paper based on tests and analysis. And you guys will say, "Oh, but dude, you were just talked to many people." Well, okay, for myself, I feel like I am decently qualified to talk about this because not only did I spoke with therapists, or I spoke with like not neurologist, like a neuro something, almost like a neuroscientist. It's a facility. Let me just take a look. Hold up. It's a neuropsychologist. So it's a facility that has a top like neuro psychologists, and basically they run like tests and whatnot, and there were parts of my brain that were weak and that made me a certain way that they quantified as like a slightly ADD without ADHD. And basically I did neurofeedback training that reinforced these parts and after a long test afterwards, they were like, yeah, I mean, you're kind of good now. It's a very long story. I said it a bunch of times before. Okay, it's really cool. It's something called neurofeedback and biofeedback. It's looking at a computer screen, and the way it works is that they plug electrode. They put an electrode on your head in the part that they're quantifying, and one on your ear, and basically they quantify like some of the brain activity, like fucking like some waves or whatever, and the computer would have either, for me at the beginning, I said this before, was a roller coaster, and they wanted my the brain to operate at a certain frequency or something, right? The target frequency, and just by thinking or being in a certain state of mind, the roller coaster would go forward on the screen, and whenever your brain wasn't in the target of frequency, the roller coaster would stop on screen, and then you would get upset because you want the roller coaster to go forward, right? Obviously, you want it to go forward, and it's annoying when it doesn't. So then you try to think and be in that to make it. And at one point, you do that over time a lot, and you get trained, and because of some weird fucking brain thing, I guess I don't know, okay, but over time, it gets better and better. And at one point, they made the roller coaster go faster, and if I wasn't in the zone, instead of going forward, it would go backwards. So I had to deal with the thought that the roller coaster, holy fuck, I'm losing progress, and it's going backwards now. So now, I'm like, come on, fuck, still backwards. I'm like, okay, forward, nice, backwards, like it's like, right? And after a while of that training, I reinforced those parts. And whenever they quantified, they did the same tests that we ran initially. Like my brain was better, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. My brain was literally better. And the doctor or the neuropsychologist said that it's something that. This feedback isn't for like the mentally ill or whatever. She says that professional hockey players and NFL players and a lot of top CEOs ask for and go through just because they want to continue doing good and get better. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, biofeedback is they put the thing on your thing and you have to breathe properly. Because I think most people breathe through the top of the lungs, and breathing properly, breathing through the bottom of the lung, like, and something you have to practice, and it actually helps you do better in those brain things whenever you're breathing correctly. I think I could be wrong. I could be wrong about this, but whatever. Okay. What was the question? Oh, this is good. This is good. Bam, 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 bam. Well, yeah, this is more personal, but which is good. But this is something that I've always told the chat that I think is very important. It's like a core concept. Is that I think that most of my happiness or whatever comes from really small things. Okay, and it's just these small elements. So I don't need to be comforted by big crazy things, or big whatevers, or events, or whatnot. When things are kind of weird or odd, I can maintain a certain acceptable, good, high level of happiness based on small things. And one of these small things could be simple as eating a popsicle. Eating a popsicle makes me really happy. Having a show to watch while eating a popsicle is really healthy. Having these like really small events that are like tangible and easy to achieve. These small things sometimes give me way more happiness than some big event that is meant to make me happy or whatever. And just even the thought that I know that I can do that if I want to. Oh wow, if things go wrong, I can always eat a popsicle. It's like, oh cool man, almost like a panic button. And I feel like I operate better knowing that I have panic buttons that are available, even though I'm not going to use them, or I don't need them, the fact that they exist, and I know they exist, just makes me perform better overall as a person. The small stuff. For me, when I was doing pro play, the lot of things were really bad. Okay, in California, when I was doing Overwatch professional, a lot of things were bad. Even though the stream was good, I wasn't given any playtime. I wouldn't practice. I had to go to practice without practicing, and I couldn't stream or play the game while we're practicing. But I wasn't practicing. It's kind of like I was like warming the bench in practice. So it's like I wouldn't even stretch my legs. So a lot of things were kind of like boring for me, and like a lot of like and have a lot of energy. So it was kind of like putting like a hyperactive dog in a mini cage, pretty much. And at the times when I really liked doing was a small thing. I enjoyed eating Taco Bell in the bathtub. So every day, rain or shine, if the day was bad or good, I would order Taco Bell, and because I didn't have any furniture. I didn't have a table or whatever, so I would just get my Taco Bell, and I would just sit in the bathtub and eat Taco Bell. Whether there's water in the bathtub and I took a bath, or no water, I would just sit in the bathtub and eat Taco Bell. And the fact that I could do that was making me really happy. And then, yeah, man. And I would do it on nearly every day. Taco Bell, a bathtub, almost all the time. And then that morphed into like going next door and eating at this like weird restaurant, right? Where like I would just go on my own and just eat some pad thai or some shit, whatever. It was really good. So I think it's small stuff. So I don't really need to be covered by big things, just really, really small things, to be honest. Okay, next. I have literally no off-stream goals. No, none. Not really. I think my only off-stream goals is to put things in order where I can, if I want to, I can operate like an adult. Like having a license, like having files, like a fucking... You know what? This is actually good. I think a lot of people could actually use some of this. Maybe. This is not bad. Is there a pivotal moment or a person that changed everything in your journey? You know what? I'm gonna make this look better. No, I think this is good. Because of the answer, not the question itself. I think I would stream all the time, and I would think that things that everybody does, or things that are normal or whatever, or just having my own thoughts was bad, and I felt bad for sharing what I actually thought about stuff. Because I feel like I want to like fit in. I think fitting in was like a part of me, a way back when, like 5 years ago, and it was very important to me to fit in. Looking a certain way, having clothes that are like a certain way or whatever, and that really eroded really fast. Surprisingly, to be honest. Because I feel like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people feel threatened by stuff, and when they feel threatened, they tell you something, and it makes you feel bad, or it makes you change or fit in. And you changed based on what they're saying, but they're not saying these things because they're true. They're saying these things because you threatened them. Doesn't matter why or how, but sometimes you looking a certain way that's like kind of like unique or anything, right? That's you look like a dumbass. This is right? And they're not really saying that because you act like a dumbass. They're saying because you dared to try something that they couldn't, or oh my god, he's doing something. And I think people are projecting I feel like you know, does that make sense? And people if legitimately feel threatened sometimes, and then I realized that people did that a lot, and that made me kind of like completely do a 180, and I just want to do things and say things and wear things and overall things that I want and that I care about, whatever it is. As long as I don't get lost in that mentality and I go wild mode, just once I realized, and I think that was a big change. It was a change in my own personality. It was a change in the stream, and it was a change in the career. That yeah, I might sound crazy or look crazy, but I mean, is it bad and is it hurtful? No. Does it hurt anybody? No. Okay. Well, I mean, is it really a problem? Not really. So if people say it's a problem and it's not, I mean, just fuck them. To be honest. And I think that changed a lot of things whenever I started thinking about that. What scares you the most? Going homeless. I'm not kidding. It's been my fear since I was like 12 or whatever. Going actually homeless has always been my biggest fear. Even today, going actually homeless scares the fuck out of me. If I could change, okay, this is not bad. Hold up. Bam, 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 bam. There's a good question. There's so many good questions. I don't want to go too fast. Maybe less rambling. Wait, I chose this question, but I don't really have an answer. I don't think I would change anything. I think a lot of things that you do, that you have, just what you just. I don't want to sound dumb or trying to, like I'm doing too wisdom. Just you're you, right? And that's the only thing that makes you you. So anytime that you want to be something else, and this is not like the inspiration part of earlier, that you try to be something else where you're losing a part of you. You can be better and improved, but you can also be you. Do it your way. Do you. And I feel like a lot of people lose touch with their you. Does that make sense? And I think you have to be stern and stark about keeping what makes you you. Unless it's problematic and a disaster. So I wouldn't really change anything, not because of ego or whatever, but I mean I don't. If I could change something, I would my addictive personality. Sometimes I would like to kind of like morph it because I get addicted to stuff very easily, but at the same time I feel like maybe that's a part of me that makes other things coincidentally good and overall, you know, sometimes I feel like if you change something, you might change something else by accident. And if you lose that and you can't get it back anymore, you'll be sad because you can't get it back. So sometimes one change can make other changes that were unneeded, and you could have known, and now you're bugging. Like what? Well, okay. Well, when I was young, I was hanging out with this guy that had a brother. Proud moment in life? Yeah, that's a good question. I had a brother, and his ears were like that. Like that, right? So his ears were like that, right? And there's a surgery that he could have had, and he was always like, man, this, you know, yeah, people make fun of me for this or that. I don't remember how it was. I don't remember, but basically over the years, he wanted to change it, and they were gonna do surgery where they put his ears and they just kind of like just stick them, pretty much, just as easy as that, just stick them. Or whatnot, or like sew them, and it's like apparently it's like a really easy procedure. It's not some crazy thing. It's like some really easy thing. And I think coming really close to the surgery, I don't remember. It was like a very close timeline. He was like, you know what? I don't want it anymore, and he decided not to get it. And I think to this day he's never got it because he was like, well, at the end of the day, it's what makes me me, and it's not a problem. And it doesn't do anything, and I maybe by doing that, you'd lose a part of you. And that he didn't do it, and I think that kind of inspired me a little bit in certain aspects. Favorite person I met through streaming? That's kind of a good one. I'll go this over really fast. Favorite person I met through streaming is probably the more genuine to the core streamers. Probably Byron and Soda and Tim. That's probably my close top 3 of the people that I met that are really out there. For a lot of reasons, it's kind of complicated. They have a lot of things that. They have a lot of parts of their machine that were like insane, and that I wish I could copy. I wish I could put in my machine, but I just can't because they're too good at it. Your son is 2 years old, and you think about doing this procedure to him to stick his ears? I mean. I don't want to give you advice on that. Oh, my energy. Yeah. This isn't even that bad. Okay, I'll go over this real quick. I think this is kind of personal, but it's this. I feel like a lot of people maybe have this. Dude. I would go crazy in school. I was a fucking class clown. I would like move in my chair. I'd like do a crazy shit. I would do in school. I was a fucking actual nut, and I always did a lot of detention. One time they said they were gonna kick me out of school unless I did a full psych eval, and if I didn't get a psych eval and ADHD eval, they were just gonna outright kick me out. Not that they think I was a fucking crazy, but that they maybe he has something. Go get him checked out. So I did get a fucking full psych eval, and I came right back, and I was like, yo, motherfucker, I see I'm not crazy, bitches. They were yeah, I was pretty out there, but overall, having a lot of energy around the other students and people, I think some people will get like, holy shit, man, and maybe they'll like make remarks or like bully you for the energy that you have. But in my opinion, energy is something that is like sacred. Energy is something that I don't think you can fabricate. If you don't have it, if you're not very energetic, that's okay, right? But some people wish they had more energy and wish they were more out there. And whenever you are out there, you don't want. You should be careful trying to shut it down because other people tell you that, oh, these guys too crazy. Yeah, I feel like it's a bad take. I don't care. It's not a take. It's an opinion. I've always been proud of my energy, and I always like it, and I was putting it out there. And if it's too much for some people, well, they're not hanging out with me, and they don't have to be friends with me. And it is what it is. Not my problem. But I don't want to I want them to make me like have less. Because I know for a fact that some people don't have some, and you cannot get it out of them. Some people are very low energy, and it's impossible to get it out of them. And I feel like maybe they wish they had more or not, but I don't want to shut it down. If it's too crazy, yeah, maybe you should chill. But other than that, and I think energy is important. So yeah, I wasn't really bullied, but in school I didn't really have. It's always been like this. I've never had everybody in school. I was popular. Everybody knew me. Everybody was like, if I asked something to somebody, they would answer. If I said, "Yo, can I borrow this?" Yeah, they would answer. They wouldn't be like, "Yo, who the fuck are you?" But nobody was like my friend. I didn't have like even my better friends. We weren't really too good of friends. Like we wouldn't go to like parties or whatever. So everybody was my friend, but I had no friends. Does that make sense? And I think part of my personality and maybe even some of my energy maybe did that. Yeah, I saw your question. I'll get to it. It's not bad. Pum. There's some good ones in here. What is this again? I forgot. I'll just copy paste it. We'll see if I answered or not. What was this? Inequalities. This isn't too bad. Well, this is something that I see a lot on like LSF or whatever. Well, of course, streamers are degenerates, and I mean, pretty self-centered and whatnot. And I think almost the vast majority of what makes you a good streamer, or whatnot, it hurts you in other aspects of life. Definitely. There's a crazy amount, like equality, like being out there, man, like telling people what you actually think about them. Like it's not really a quality. It's not really a quality, but like saying how you feel about things. There's a place and a time for stuff. For some reason, in streaming, if you say these things, it's not because of drama or whatever, but people, it generates interest and other things. When you say being direct, yeah, doing the same things, being truthful. I'm just gonna say it, right? When in real life, I mean, if you had a real job, if you say that, I mean, you're fired. If you go do this, you're fired. If you do that, you lose your job. If you say these things, you lose a promotion. When in streaming, it's kind of the opposite. If you say it, it's kind of like you get a promotion because it's good and it kind of like helps. So being fired in real life will literally make you promoted in streaming, which is an odd duality. But a lot of things that the streamers have, not really a quality, but a lot of things that personality traits does that in real life. It's like a very like 50-50. I mean hot and cold. Okay. This isn't that bad either. This isn't that bad either. This question I feel like has a lot of part to it. This one has a lot of parts to it. I'll go over it real fast though, and over the other parts. Well, first, I don't like sitting back and saying, "Wow, I have success. Wow, I had this much success." I think I go over it real fast, and if I think about it, I have to go, "Okay, we got this. Moving on." Because I think that's how you. I think sometimes it can make you complacent. To know for a fact that you have something, just the fact like, oh yeah, I got this. Yeah, it's important not to be complacent about it. Oh, I got that. Cool, man. I know now. Let's fucking. I think overly thinking about it and playing it out, I think it becomes a problem. So I don't really have this like success aspect in my head. So I don't use it against people, or I don't leverage it against people. And when it comes down to friendships, I don't compute success in friendship. But the problem is that other people might bring it up, and other people might have intentions or whatever. But the problem is that I hope I'm not saying things weirdly and you guys may get mad at me. I don't know how to word this. People aren't smart as they think they are. People aren't as clever. Leeches and cucklords and people who try to like use other people's success, and people that are like have obvious intentions just aren't very smart. Most, if not every one of them. So it's very easy to spot red flags. And if there's anybody out there who's really good at stacking red flags without being fucking paranoid and insane, I feel like I'm pretty good at that. And people that show me these signs and that are like nearly verifiable, that keep popping up, I mean, they you know, I mean, they get it. And then I just stop saying names. That's just weird, dude. That's just weird. That's just weird. People that have, okay, this is something you guys need to understand. People that have content, people that generally are fun and do cool shit, doesn't really matter if there are leeches. It doesn't really matter as long as they're not out there. If they indirectly leech, dude, they're making cool shit. I don't feel threatened by them. Them doing good shit doesn't scare me. I'm not like insecure about this shit. Does that make sense? So like, I'm not gonna go like crazy against that. No, I can be friends with this guy. This guy's a leech. Actual leeches and actual people who that you can't trust are very obvious in how much they're putting in and how much they want out of it. And these people you can just, damn, boom, done. So you can say Greek. Greek has a meme about it, but Greek did content for Tyler for years before he became his own streamer, and Greek did good content. How many leeches, like actual leeches, do you know of that have a sustainable big stream that actually has content that people consume? Not a lot of people. Actually, maybe even zero, because whenever the leeching part is out and now it's up to them to make good content, nobody watches them because they fall off or whatever. That's just the truth though. People that get to places only by leeching and without providing anything, they disappear. So they have to constantly leech and be more aggressive about leeching, and makes them very easy. It makes it easier for people to know that they're doing it, and it makes them out there and go, oh yeah, you're done, right? And it's like they're out there, so easy. The problem is that I think this question would be a problem if I spoke with other people, if I try to have friends, if I tried to have relationships or whatever. Yeah, it'd be a problem. The thing is, I don't give a shit. I don't talk to people that can get something out of me. I don't try to build things with people that are prone to that. So it's not like I have to fight them off. But yeah, we've seen over the years. I've seen them. I think the easiest way to see some of this is whenever I open my Facebook. I have a lot of DMs on my Facebook from friends or acquaintances from years ago that I've never spoke to, that never spoke to me, never asked me anything, never gave me anything, and now they're all up in my DMs saying a bunch of shit, and it's like, dude, come on, man. Why even open my why even open our convo and wait for an answer when the answer is your question or your comment? Just the fact that you reached out and you said something is your answer. The fact that you never talked to me and you talk to me now is the very reason why you're not getting an answer. So I don't know why they don't understand this. It's like literally the answer is their question or their comments. It's just odd. These people are weird. So yeah, like I said, they're really easy to see these people. Okay. Do you think? Yeah. No, I don't have any religious beliefs or any whatever like that. I'll take like 3 really good ones, more personal ones. There's some things that I never talk about. Yeah, I'm trying to get questions that people want. It's hard. Thoughts on dating in the current year? Well, I'm a streamer. I don't like interact in normal ways with people. Like it's like I don't know how to say this. I don't go out there and meet people and whatnot. Like it's like a whole different ball game. So I don't even know how people date and what they date and how they interact. Like what's your opinion on people who generally don't like you? Aha! See, this is not even a bad one. It has all goes really fast. Yeah, I feel like people might be able, not to relate, but can maybe even use that. Nah, I don't mind this. These days, a lot. What is your opinion on people who generally don't like you? The reality is that most people dislike me. And you know what? They're not even wrong. Most people that don't like me aren't wrong about it. They have valid concerns, and I've showed them things that give them reason not to like me. I don't give a shit. I don't care. The thing is that, in my opinion, when people don't like you, there's even a bigger incentive for them to say things that aren't true to try to hurt you. So why would their opinion matter if they're already inclined to say things to hurt me? Why would I take their opinion or advice or concern or anything that they say to heart and act on it? If anything, the only person that I should listen to are the people that actually love me, that actually like me, because they want the best for they want the best for me, and they're going to be saying things that genuinely help me, not that helps them or helps to feed their thirst for what they think is good, to actually help you. And these people, sometimes you'll have none of them. Zero. And even people that I'm sure that have a lot of friends and are very liked, what people tell them is a complete bogus, because they don't actually like them like that. And it can be very hard to weed out evil trash and just get the good stuff. I'm not kidding. I'm sure you can be on your own with one friend or with one pseudo friend online, and you could probably be getting better advice about life or better comments or better criticism from that one person than somebody who has 60 friends, 10 of them, 5 good friends, just based on that. So the people who don't like me, they think that they say things that hurt me, but the only thing that they give me is ad rev and bigger view numbers and make my Twitter pop off. They give me more impressions, and overall they help me. So the people that really dislike me the most, they're giving me everything. So it's hard for me to go too hard at them, because they're investing their time, efforts, and whatever to be part of what I do. So it's like, thanks, man. Your advice is dog shit, but who cares? It's kind of like that. And I hope this doesn't make you mad or whatever, because that's just kind of how it is. I don't want to be too crazy about this. Okay? But it's not that I don't hate the people that don't like me. If anything, I genuinely like some people that really don't like me more than the ones who don't. Because sometimes the ones who don't dislike me out there actually don't like me, but have something to gain, whatever. So they act certain ways. Somebody who's out there and doesn't like me without even doing it for clout or whatever. Somebody who generally just doesn't like me. They're honest. they're like, I don't like him because he does that. Or, okay, I respect that. Cool, man. How many people tell you how they really feel about you guys? Not very often. It's a rare thing. So, yeah, not a lot. So, you know, I think they're being truthful, and sometimes more truthful than the people that are close to me. So it's kind of, I think it's a healthy thing. I think you don't have to like everybody. You don't have to approve of everybody. You don't have to love everybody. You don't have to be toxic to them and go against them. As long as somebody is not going against you, if they just, yeah, I don't like hanging out with that person. Cool, man. And sometimes, it happens a lot of times where, even, I think this is very important in roleplay also, because it is a good tangent. My style of personality, whatever, sometimes people will not like it. I don't like interacting with this guy. I don't like talking to this guy. I don't like playing a game of Among Us with this guy. I don't like playing a competitive game with this guy or against this guy. Okay, wow, was that so hard? Did you have to do a crazy amount of things against me and behind the scenes? Did you have to go crazy mode? Did you have to fuck me over? Did you have to do a bunch of bullshit? Not really. I mean, you just don't like it, and that makes me like, okay, this person doesn't like it. Okay, moving on, man. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't need them. I can still survive without them, and they have an opinion, and cool, man. Okay, well, next question. It becomes kind of a problem if you need them, so it's I don't know. Insecurities. I don't think I have a lot, to be honest, but I've had for sure. Everybody has insecurities, and you can't be. It's impossible to be confident about every part of yourself. And some of you guys motherfuckers say like dick size, dude. Even if your juicer is small, okay, it's not even out there. Nobody sees it. Nobody knows about it. Not a lot of people have a picture of it. Who cares? You don't have to play it off. You don't have to do anything. But it's who cares? Who cares? And even if you're insecure about it, like I don't know. Back to the question, okay? I said this the other day, but I was very insecure about clothes, wearing clothes. There are some parties that I didn't attend because my clothes weren't cool. There's dates that I didn't go on, and people that I ghosted because I didn't have okay clothes. Because I thought I looked stupid and I didn't fit in with it, and I was very insecure about how I looked and everything. Sometimes even a haircut, a pair of shoes. I was very insecure about just how I looked and how scrawny I was, and I always felt this is really bad too. This is very, very bad. When I was young, I did a test when I was very, 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 very young before school. And they said that I was smart enough, whatever, to go to school already if I wanted to. And I was like, yep, I wanted to. So I went to school early. But I was like 9 or I think a full year behind everybody in school. So whenever I was 10, people were 11. When I was 17, people were 18, you know? So basically, I was very, very insecure about that because it made me feel like I was just too young. So dating a girl of my age was almost impossible. Because in my classes, I only have these 16s and I'm 15. And even though it's only a year and whatever, I always just felt like I'm just, these guys are so cool almost. They're so old. They're so like I'm so out of touch, and I always felt like I was just I just wasn't at their level. You guys say question mark and so, but that's what insecurity is. That's what being insecure means. That's what the question means. It's something that isn't really true. Something that you it's like something that is concrete. That almost like you're weird about the existence of it. Like if your partner is very faithful and she'll all and you're like, oh, but why are you doing that? Oh, why are you doing that? Why are you talking to this? Why are you doing that? Why this? Why that? Well, the relationship is concrete and you have all the facts and everything in front of you that tells you it's all fine. Yet you still discredit and reevaluate and you that's what an insecurity is. And that's what I'm telling you right now is that I felt like even though people were only 1 year older than me, I feel like they were too good, and I wasn't good enough, and I wasn't tall enough. And if they saw my juicer and we got there, it'd be too small. And I had a bunch of these thoughts. I had a bunch of them, yeah, it is what it is, and I was very insecure about that. So I didn't really move on from that, but it kind of got better. After a lot of girls had interest in me or whatever, then that kind of like, okay, maybe it's real. Okay, maybe and then it was fine. But at first it was pretty bad. Also people going clubbing and going to bars and shit, and I couldn't. And I was exactly of their age. Everybody going out and I can't. I mean, that's pretty much why I play games all day, because all my friends and everybody I knew were just going to bars and clubbing, and I was 17, so I couldn't do anything. And I think that's kind of how you like lose friends almost, because it's like you literally cannot make cool memories and cool things with them because you can't even get in. And that's kind of how it was. Yeah, streaming is an escape for everybody. The people that are big streamers, small streamers, I think it's always an escape. It's kind of almost like writing in a diary, or it's not like art, but I feel like I can just do whatever and put it out there and translate some of the anger and some of the whatever into something that isn't just being angry, or something that is creative or content or something. You can like almost like a filter when you put pasta in some fucking thing and it makes like noodles. Aiden. Do you ever go back to your normal life? Oh fuck no. I'm not. I don't have to go in that way. Go back to my normal life? Oh fuck no. I'd never go back to my old life. Are you kidding me? I mean, I was in debt, dude. I was kicked out of the house. Fucking. Oh fuck no. I had to go to school. I had to catch up. I had to fucking. Yikes. Something. Oh, this isn't that bad. I feel like some people wonder. And people always bring up the topic of money. I'm gonna take one money question and go over it really fast. So, when I get out to money, even a reasonable take that if you were to dismantle and understand, people won't like it. I feel like most things that I could say about monies are just bad. People are just not gonna like the answer. They're always gonna get, people are always going to get upset, and I think that's impossible to. I think it's almost like human nature. It's almost like you're programmed to be defensive about it, and that's perfectly fine. So I won't get mad at you guys for getting mad at me. I wish you wouldn't, but I'll say because I've said this before. It's like the pyramid of needs. You know, like you need to have clothes. You need to be able to pay rent, food, your basic needs, right? All the basic need stuff. When I think about my daily life and streaming, it doesn't need almost anything. I always say this. I always said I could stream from a box, like having just a desk, computer, food, rent, just electricity, internet, all of that. Once all that is paid for and everything is good and everything is settled, all the extra, I mean, I'm not even using it. So it doesn't like mean much in its very meaning. Like the money itself, what it does is that it gives a sense of security, a sense of stableness. Things will be covered if they need to be for future times. If something happens, I can afford it. If a problem happens, I can buy it. If something is going on, like I can. And that fact, the I can, is almost everything that I need and want. And it's something that I think I call a peace of mind. Peace of mind. Just knowing that I can just removes all the stress. Not because I don't want. I can. But what I mean by that is that I don't want to get fucking 5 big juicers, fucking, dude, fucking spend millions. Like, oh yeah, dude, you're a millionaire, Andy, dude. Buy, dude, $80,000 watch this. And it's like, no, because I don't want to, right? But if things go wrong, I always can. And that's the thing I think that sucks the most, because most people can't. And not for the future only, but for the present. Rent, food, basic needs, travels, even just going to work might be a challenge. Most people just can't. And that fact alone is most of their problem. It's the big chunk, right? The rest of the problems, like other stuff, like a social stuff or whatever, yeah, they're real problems. Friendships, I understand, they're real, but the main problem is that basic needs can't even get fulfilled. That's the main problem. So when I say that money doesn't have that big of a value, I think it's hard for people to maybe to relate, because that block isn't fulfilled, and them knowing that block is fulfilled would help them a crazy amount. Like, yeah, man, it means a lot. No, I get it. It does mean a lot. But when these big blocks are completely filled, and not only for right now, but for years ahead, then it's like, wow, okay, whew. Like, it's like it's not only a load off my shoulders, it's a fucking 8-ton backpack off my shoulders. Now, like, it's almost like it's like my eyes can breathe or some shit. Like, I can see clearly, almost. And I think that's always been the biggest thing. You get it? And my family? Yeah. My family needs it, yeah. But in of itself, it doesn't mean much. Because I don't want to use it. I don't have goals that need it. But the needs that I have that are reasonable are all covered. That's it. And that's kind of the end of it. Okay. This is a good question. I think of that sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how I looked like I was in the gutter, or how I don't know how I translate to you that. Like I said earlier, I have a very like good level of happiness overall, and I'm rarely in the gutter. Sometimes things are kind of fucking annoying, and they have to be dealt with or something. And I'm like, oh, it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient. It's not like GG. It's inconvenient. It's not. It doesn't help. It's just kind of annoying, right? So even if I seem like I'm in the gutter, not really. but I've been in the gutter. And if you are in the gutter, how do you maintain hope? Well, how I maintained hope is trying to remove the glasses that say that things are permanent, or if possible, sometimes some of the problems or some of the things that like aren't permanent. Some of them are like kind of temporary, and I think making a lot of like small problems look permanent is crazy overwhelming, and you're gonna be in the gutter. Not because you actually are, but almost by choice. I think, I don't want to discredit your issues. I'm not saying the things that are permanent and impossible to deal with, but some of the things sometimes that can be changed, instead of changing them, you're gonna make them worse by trying to overplay them, or whatever, and make them seem too. And now it's impossible. I'm in the gutter. Okay, let's think about this. These problems are a big ass rock, okay? And the rock is not gonna go past the fucking the small insert. So just okay, look at this small piece. Oh wow, look at this piece. Look at it. Oh wow, look. If I try really hard and I can do bing, and oh look, a piece of rock, cling, and then you ching. Now the rock is in, and just cling, cling, and then wow. And I think sometimes, I mean, having a lot of problems, you think it's a big rock. Dismantle in small rocks and let them go through. And then, oh my god! And the fact, I know for a fact, this sounds kind of crazy, okay? This sounds kind of crazy, okay? But the action of removing a small piece of rock out of a big stone will be incredibly inspiring and can be like a mental breakthrough. When there's 10 problems, if you say, you know what, dude, for whatever reason, I'm gonna put my blinders on and I'm gonna go all in on fixing that one rock in the stone. You take a portion out of it. Once you've done that, I feel like it gives like a holy shit, it's actually possible. And then that also inspires you to get even more small pieces of that stone and work on it. But the problem is that when you think the stone is too big, you don't take chunks out of the stone. You say, no, it's just too big. I can't do it. I just can't. It's permanent and too big. The stone will be there forever. And that's really bad. I think that's when you're in the true gutter, is when you make stones boulders. That's the problem. But I'm not downplaying the fact that maybe your life has permanent problems that cannot be dealt with, right? That will always be in the way, and that fucking sucks. Because what that does is that your backpack will always have stones at the bottom. Yeah, some of them you can remove them. Some are stuck there forever. Some problems are in your backpack, and they're weighing you down, right? And whatever height you reach, whatever places you go, whatever success you have, your backpack will never be empty. When you want to go forward and climb the mountain, you will still have rocks in your backpack. And that fucking sucks. That fucking sucks. But you know what that does though? Is that whenever you reach the top or a certain level and you look around and other people are at that point of success or life, right? You can say, yo dude, I got here and I'm here too. But my backpack is heavy as fuck. My backpack is full of stones. And I'm still here. And that builds character, and that's who the fuck you is. That's who the fuck you is. The guy who went to the same place with a backpack full of fucking stones. Right? And sometimes, even if your goals aren't too crazy, and the height you reach isn't that high, and it's a small step, and you're at the bottom of the mountain, you're at the first checkpoint, sometimes, just the fact that you're there with that many stones is an achievement on its own. And if you didn't have stones, you'd be at the top, but you can't think about that. You can't think about that because other people's backpacks are different. Okay? So I think that's how you maintain hope. I'll take 2 more good juicers. 2 more good juicers. Yeah, Twitch will always have a not more mental strain than real jobs, but a slightly bigger potential of stress than I think. Not stress, but because it's infinite. You can stream, you can work, if you say as work, at 40 hours in a row. You can have 120 hours a day. When in real life, most jobs, even if you wanted to, I mean, you kind of can't. Like, they wouldn't even let you. There's even laws that prevent you from doing it. You can get overtime, but they won't let you work fucking 20 hours a day in a normal office job. They're like, dude, no, I mean, you literally can't. You literally cannot do it. It's literally against the law if you don't work that much. But on Twitch, it's like it's free market, free whatever. You can work indefinitely. And sometimes the fact that when you go to bed, seeing that, oh my god, I could have streamed more, I could have done more. Yeah, I mean that can be stressful, or that can be a load for some people. Okay, I'll take 2 juicers. Was talking about how you don't sleep a lot. Yeah, I don't sleep a lot. I sleep very little. Last time you cried, I don't cry a lot. Extremely rarely. I feel like whenever I cry, I have to force the tears out almost on purpose. I don't know. It's not really suppressing the emotions. It's just not a process that that happens easier. Even in times where I should cry, for some reason, sometimes it just doesn't happen. I don't want to make this weird, but I've had like a family member pass away. And I felt almost like disgusted with myself, but people were crying and they were like, and I wasn't crying, and I just couldn't. And I even though I wish I cried, I didn't. It made me feel bad, and I don't know what to think of it. It's not been a problem, so I don't really try to tackle or investigate the issue, but it is Oh wow! Oh, Aiden, you never heard about that? A near-death experience, not. Depends. I think when people talk about a near-death experience, like something that is like not the stake. I think when you're choking or whatever, yeah, you could die. Like dying is right there, right? But it's not. I wouldn't qualify this as a near-death experience. I think when I talk about a near-death experience, is like an entire event, I get it. You could die. I understand. But I feel when people talk about a near-death experience, they ask about a bigger, not bigger, but like almost like a story, like a full, like a thing. Like an event, like a story almost. I think the one thing where I genuinely thought that I was dead, it's no story, but whenever I had surgery, they made me fall asleep. Not by accident, but they gave me anti-stress medicine. They usually do. They gave me two shots of it. They gave me a Valium, and yeah, the blue screen. You remember that? Yeah, and I just passed out, and they did the surgery while I was just kind of napping, and at one point I woke up. Because I was asleep. I woke up just because I just woke up. I didn't. Nothing really happened. I just kind of woke up in the middle of the surgery, and just for you not to see your own surgery, they have this blue. They had this big blue screen in front of me, so I wouldn't see my own surgery on my leg. So when I woke up, I didn't see anybody. I didn't hear anything. All I saw is blue, just a blue screen. And I remembered, oh my god, I went to surgery, and I'm waking up and everything is blue, and I just thought, well, that's just kind of what death is. I think that's just the process. When you die, it's all blue, and I started panicking. I was like, I don't want this. I don't want to be dead. So I started fucking panicking, and then I was like, ugh! Right, and then the nurse was behind me, and she just went on my shoulder. She was like, yeah, it's fine. And then life started kicking in, like you know, the fucking heart rate monitor was like, and it was kind of like going crazy, whatever. And like I'm like, yo, we're here, we're here, man. You're here, like and it's just like, you know, you're chilling. I was like, fuck, man, I thought I was dead. So it's not really a near-death experience, but it's the experience where I literally thought that not only was I dying, but I was dead. So that was pretty fucking crazy, to be honest. That was fucking crazy. I mean, like I almost started accepting the fact that it was over. Okay, I'll get 1 or 2 more juicers. So, is there any question that I haven't gotten to, that it's pretty personal, that people have spammed, that you know of? To Brazil. I'm afraid I'm gonna be missing out on parts of life because of streaming. That's a decent question, but the thing is that I'm 25. I mean, I'm not GG. You know, some parts of life I'll have the opportunities to fucking live them. Like, it's not, I'm not fucking 60 and be like, oh, am I full of regrets? I'm 25. Literally my entire life is in front of me. I think I'm chilling. Here, thank you. Yeah, man. I answered most of these questions. I'm actually kind of impressed. A lot of questions that I'm getting in chat, I already kind of answered in one way or another. I don't want kids. I never spend money in the long run. Do I have any plans for money and when it's time to go? Yeah, I don't really think about stuff like that, to be honest. I don't actually think about money stuff. The only thing I want to do better with my health is going on the walks and just overall getting on walks and doing just normal stuff and getting actual cooked food, whether it's with a service or something, or I don't know. Memory wish you never remembered. I don't really have that. Yeah, I don't really have any. This isn't bad. So, but or something. Where do you have a visit? No. Regret always thought about this. Yeah, Aiden, this is a decent question. I feel like I kind of answered that. Oh, this is not bad. I think this question can open up a lot of other things I want to talk about. Not that I want to talk about, but I feel like people asked other questions people asked about. There's the reason why it's a good question is that some people were asking if you know, is the streaming affect mental health, and I don't want to. I was trying my best not to downplay mental health and not make it a not big deal. It absolutely is a big deal, and there's no but to that. There's no but. It literally is a big deal. Some of the in my opinion, some of the aspects that can affect streamers, mental health wise, affect them almost. How do I say this? How does this in a non-bad way? Some of the things that can affect mental health do because you let them. That's better. I think a lot of things that have the potential to harm mental health end up doing so because you let them and because you succumb to them. That's kind of how it is. Not like a choice, like, oh, I'm gonna let them do that, but more like a some people are more prone, or weaker, or stronger to certain comments or certain social patterns or things that people do, and some people, you know, some people are strong or weak compared to certain things. Like for me, things like personal insults about how I look, they go straight through me. It's like because I told you this before, there's a lot of reasons why, but they just don't affect me. But for a fact, if somebody cares very much about how they look and they're insecure about a lot of things about how they look, and they get rolled every day by a bunch of comments, they get rolled by it. But it's not their choice. It's just one thing that happens. But for me, that one aspect I don't have to deal with because these comments go right through me. Does that make sense? And so overall, it hasn't been a very big load. I think one of the only concepts that I don't like about streaming that has or can affect is like people putting an incredible amount of pressure on me for me to be or do what they want me to be and do. Almost like they want to see a part of themselves in me so much that they try to almost force me to do or be these things. And it's kind of like, dude, chill out. I'm just not like that. I'm not gonna do that. Especially because context is very important. Like let's say my family is a certain way. My family does things. So whenever I interact with my family, people say this, say that, you're being weird. No, I'm not gonna do what you do with your family because you have your own set of things you do with your family and some set that you don't. And that's just kind of it. And that's not only with family, with a lot of things people do that. People like, oh, do this, do that, be like that, be like this. Okay, well, I don't do that. I'm not gonna do that. And people go very hard on that. And people go way past the fucking, the parasocial. Sometimes people go fucking crazy with that. They go insane. Especially when it's like, especially with like relationships or something. People go way harder. It's why shipping content is fucking deadly. It's fucking shipping content, because people are like, oh dude, I don't get women or women don't talk to me. Oh, this guy, you have women that talk to you, dude. Say this, say that, do this, say that. It's like it becomes really bad. So I think that's a big problem. But when it comes down to the question itself, is it damaging your mental health to hear about viewers' hardships on such a regular basis? The thing is that I feel like a lot of people are just kind of like throwing a bottle with a message on it in the sea. Kind of like they want to write their problem and just know that somebody heard it or whatever. So just kind of throw it in there. I think I think that's kind of how some people act with it. They just kind of like say a problem, put it in the bottle, and throw it in there, right? And I don't think they expect that much out of me trying to relate or answer that much. So it's like hearing about their struggles doesn't really like affect me that much. Not because I'm like kind of heartless, just because I don't know. It just doesn't affect me. People can spam their problems to me. There's not much that I can do, and I don't think it's my responsibility. I try to fucking farm lols and play games, and I don't think I can fix your life. And I think that people should know this and should expect me to. And if they do and don't know whatever, that they say their problems in a way that makes them ask for me to fix it, well, it's on them. That's almost like, come on, man. Like, you know for a fact that you shouldn't be asking that. And I just pretend. I don't pretend. I assume that they know. I assume that everybody knows. Does that make sense? I have to. Otherwise, I'm gonna sit here all day and be oh my god, I could have helped this guy, but I didn't. Oh my god, this guy didn't. It's like it doesn't make sense. I just try to farm some lols, man. If people want to share because I share, sure. And people want to throw a bottle with the scroll in it in the water or in the sea, yeah, okay. But I hope people don't expect me to fucking to fix shit. So it doesn't affect me in the end because I don't feel the responsibility to do it. Okay, fuck it. I'll take one more. We've been doing this for a while. I'll do one more question and then I'll move on. Some didn't expect the answer, yeah, but I think they know for a fact that they might not get one for reasons. And I hope they're not mad that Ellen responds because it's like, what was your current worst habit? Worst habit right now is picking my fingers. I pick my fingers and my toes really badly. It's really bad, dude. Look, I get it's all the way to the blood these days. I mean, look at my index. My index is literally on blood right now. This one is nearly on blood on like 3 places. It's just gonna. Okay, one more, one last. Yeah, I guess I do miss out on certain parts of life because I'm at the computer all day. Yeah, I mean I do, yeah, for sure. But I think I can catch up and do these things later. I don't think it's that big of a problem. And if I wanted to do these things, I could if I wanted to. So it's like I said, I think a good thing is always knowing that I can. The problem becomes when you can't, and that really sucks. To know for a fact that you can't. Even if you're not doing it or you don't have something, just the fact that you can is good. Okay. Oh. I'm having a tough time getting one good question. Because I can't read all of them. Oh. That's not even personal. This is just overall. Yeah, I'll talk about rebrand stuff later. Rebrand is definitely happening though. I have to. Why do you get so angry? I need to stop facing your anger management. No. Parasocial, it's not even that bad. Parasocial entities. What was the question again? I don't see it. I don't see the question. So you have to ask again. Oh yeah, the stands. I think stands are like a global problem, but I'll talk about it. It's not even that bad. There's a lot of other questions in chat that are good. I'll answer the other questions about this that are gonna answer other questions. I feel like some personalities attract stands or viewers or fans. I don't like saying fan. I think fans is stupid. I feel like certain personality traits attract more and make them do certain things. So what do you think about stands and parasocial anxiety? It's not that bad of a question. It's a good question. The thing is, I think, is always okay. I think the main issue is what I empower and what I let through and what I don't moderate. The thing with moderation is that it gets really hard for, like, let's say people on YouTube or whatever, they have really big audiences. It's kind of hard for them to moderate stuff. I mean, it's kind of impossible. I mean, it's not like a live feed that they can moderate comments or whatever. Like, if people feel a certain way and they have so many outlets to, like, they can just start a fucking Twitter trend about he did this, and then it goes like, and I mean, it's public. They literally cannot stop the fucking feed from happening. I think people need to just chill a little bit on how much they live through people. I think, okay, I do. For some reason, I think that the parasocial aspect is overplayed and downplayed at the same time. Both of them. Which is really odd. I think people always bring it up. Like, oh, that's parasocial anxiety. So I think that part is overplayed. Like, people go too hard on calling it out when sometimes it's not even happening. But it's underplayed in the fact sometimes the ones that do happen are so far out and so out there that it's crazy. It's like it does a big ass impact, right? And I think people just need to chill with, like, living through people, making them like. It's really odd. Like, oh, I wouldn't do this. Okay, but you're you. I'm not you, dumbass. Like, I'm not you. I'm not doing things that you want me to do. Like, stop pressuring people to be certain ways. It's just not gonna do anything. But the real problem is that they're very hard to stop, and I wish this weird stand stuff just kind of stopped. I have a lot of people that represent me in other communities, but from what I've seen, to be honest, I'm gonna keep it a stack though. Unless I've said something negative about something, people that are directly from my chat, I feel like whenever I'm not actively in a situation, when they go to other people's chats, they're always really nice. Maybe I'm wrong, but you can call me out if I'm wrong about this. When I watch streams offline, if people start talking about me, like, randomly, or some of you guys show up with, like, xQcLs, there's a bunch of them. If I did not interact with that person directly, if that person is on their own or whatever, people show a lot of love. The real problem is when I interact with somebody negatively, people, the bad juicers will stack up in their chats and be trash. And it's very hard for me to moderate that. It's almost impossible unless I act bit on stream. But the thing is that I have the responsibility, but sometimes I have emotions too. I get mad as well. I get fucking tilted as fuck. And yeah, I'm not really good at doing it, but I can't be blamed for 100%. I'll take accountability for the part that was my fault, right? But sometimes, like, I can't suppress myself all the way to 0%. It's impossible. Like, my eyes will look a certain way. My eyebrows will do something because I'm a human. Like, if somebody does something, if somebody does something and I do this, like, just because now a lot of people will be negative People will be, oh yeah, that guy did something weird, what the fuck? And then people will go to their chat, why'd you do that? That's fucking cringe. Just because I did that. But it's what I meant by suppressing to 0%. I can't suppress my emotion to 0% to where I don't at all impact how people are going to react. And that's why it's really hard to moderate. Because sometimes I go against hoppers. I go against people that are standing, people that are even being parasocial. But it's nearly impossible to contain all of it. It's just not feasible. But I'm gonna keep it a stack though. When there are not like nice juicers, and what I've seen from other people's chats, people are very negative. I'm not the victim here, okay? But I think overall people are pretty. They spread out a lot of like negative trash, and they speak about me like in really bad ways in other people's chat, and it's a thing. So it's like I'm glad, because that really doesn't really affect me, but I'm glad that the ones that do appear from you guys are nice. Like if I'm not involved in something, when there's xQcLs and shit, people are really chill, and people show a lot of love in other people's chats, and I always try to encourage that. And because I see you guys in other people's chats. I mean, I'm not delusional. I see you guys everywhere. Even some people that I interacted with negatively in the past. Some people go in their chats and you'll stack a bunch of like hearts and will like try to like coordinate a nice, wholesome spam. And I say that very often. Maybe that's because the people that are hurtful don't show up as juicers because they don't use the emotes. But I mean, that's kind of how it's been. It's just when I interact negatively. Yeah, this tangent, it's really crazy though. This is a whole other topic. This whole like dream stands and BTS stands. That thing is out of control. It is completely, it is absolutely out of control. And one way or another, some sort of change is needed out there. For people that stack hatred like that and stack, it's really bad. But that's a whole different topic. Okay. Alright, chat. Guys, this was pretty healthy, chat. Guys, I had a lot of fun. I want to play, guys, I have a lot of energy. I want to go play games. I think we did okay. I can't speak. See, I have too much energy. I have to go play.